Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and this is your daily dust for Saturday, July 29th if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also a timeless reading. We're winding down July, can you believe it? And pretty soon it'll be August, and I am revisiting some of these romantic decks since I have a theme this month for romantic and love tarot and oracle decks. I got sort of distracted looking at my crystal ball. I saw something in my crystal ball. Okay. Anyway, so let's see what the romantic tarot has to say for you today. This can be a nice mundane, just simple, what's happening today kind of energy, or it can signify something bigger where you have the energies really heightened today for past and future things. I didn't mean to shuffle it or just face up. But this is a lovely deck anyway. And if you want to see more of the deck, check out the little eye. I always, in case you didn't know, on all the daily dusts, I will put, it may take a little while, but I will put a little information so you can see more of the deck and you can see my flip through of it. All right, let's see what we got. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Awesome. Love the Knight of Pentacles. Love the King of Pentacles, but Knight of Pentacles is really good too. Although sometimes people grow a little impatient with the Knight of Pentacles because they do take their time. Slow and steady wins the race. And we have the Five of Wands. Okay. You know what a story is coming to mind is the tortoise and the hare. And then we have the Page of Cups. All right, very nice, very nice. Let's zoom on in and see what we get. Besides the fact that slow and steady wins the race is part of the motto and message of the tortoise and the hare, there is the second aspect, which is the hare itself. You know, the hare could have won the race if they hadn't had all these negative or shadow parts of their personality come up, their arrogance, their cockiness, their so if you can have a lot of pride in your abilities and everything, but if you let them get in the way of your progress, if you let your arrogance get in the way, or somebody else does, this could be like you trying to, I know, this could be you trying to compare yourself to somebody else, and you see your progress as very slow and doesn't seem to be going very fast or far, and you see somebody else who maybe they seem to be cheating, or maybe they're just, for some reason, they don't seem to deserve the rewards that they're getting so quickly, so fast, and then that can get you a little resentful, right? It happens to me sometimes, but don't you worry. It's not going to, in the long run, make a big difference here. So, on this particular day, you may be feeling a certain way. You may be wondering about outcomes and why some people get this and some people get that. But this is kind of a sign. So sometimes the daily dust is a sign to stay hopeful for the future, even when things seem to be progressing really slowly. The knight, according to the book, is an officer and a gentleman. So part of what's happening here in love, because we're ending with love, we're ending with a cup. Part of what's happening in love is that there seems to be work needed in order to get to love, in order to get to the final destination. And also this Knight of Pentacles is about courage, and it's also about timing and when things ripen. And also acting upon something when it ripens. Okay, so we've had the message before of the juicy peach, and don't pull the peach down or pluck it until it's fully ripened, because then you bite into a hard peach. And then wait for it to fully ripen before you bite into it, because it'll be nice and juicy. I mean, that's all completely up to you. Like, if you're really, really hungry and you can't wait for a juicy peach, then go ahead and eat the hard peach if you want to. But this, it's kind of saying, I think it's generally the Seven of Pentacles to me that represents that juicy peach. It's the divine timing. It's waiting for it to ripen. Now with the Knight of Pentacles, it's kind of saying, once it does, don't hesitate. Take that juicy peach right away, because the reverse happens as well. If you wait too long, that nice juicy peach starts to get old and bruised, and then it tastes bad the other way. So we haven't really talked about the other way, waiting too long, right? So be sure to, before I get too old and I'm wrinkled, please come after me, basically. No, but you know what I'm saying. It's like there's beautiful portals of time that are so opportune. Like if you're approaching an appropriate, an opportunistic moment, advantageous, auspicious time, take advantage of that. Don't just say, oh, that's nice, it'll last forever. Don't take it for granted, because not all beautiful portals of opportunity last forever. They may come back again for sure, but it's important to take that portal when it presents itself, and then you'll know. So the Five of Wands is kind of weird message after this kind of message, but I'm just saying, like, as far as the tortoise and the hare story, the tortoise took its time. He's slow. He just can't help it. He's just slow, but he kept on trudging forward. He just didn't stop. And the hare, however, knew he would beat him if he just kept going, and just ran a clean race. But he was so cocky, he, I don't know, he indulged in some debauchery, and I'm like, oh, I got plenty of time, and maybe, I don't even know, like, different stories say different things. Maybe he got too drunk, maybe he hung around too many girls, and he got too sidetracked, and his sidetrack slowed him down. So there's two ways to be slow. There's the slow and steady, and then there's the letting yourself get sidetracked and letting yourself be distracted by things that have nothing to do with your course, with your plan. And I feel like the majority of your final destination is love in this reading. It's not about work necessarily, but if this applies to work for you, then look at it that way as well. But remember, stay on course to reach your final destination. The Five of Wands. Okay, the Five of Wands in this deck is really weird, but let's just read it, and you take it for what it's worth. The Five of Wands in this deck is called a marriage of interests. The heart plays and laughs only when it finds its mate. The solitary path brings no joy, only fatigue. So isn't that interesting? So normally this card represents like conflict and battles, and sometimes struggles in your own head, but there's this added energy here that you can't do this alone, that you actually need your partner in this. And so don't be too cocky and think you can do it alone, because, well, maybe you can to a certain extent, but it's much sweeter and better with your partner by your side. And so then that all just kind of gels nicely to the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is saying, or chalices, this is the baptismal font. I think it's not the ace, it's the page, right? The page, I forgot. The page of, he is like, love is about being a necessity here. Love brings back the smile. Kind words are needed to radiate happiness. This is about coming back to love. And all right, And then the knave or the page represents communication. It represents beginnings, and it represents youth and students and learning, and we're all still kind of, you know, students when it comes to everything in life, but definitely and especially love. Like we recognize the feeling of love, and we recognize how we love other people, but love as an action sometimes still need work. So maybe consider your love language, and do more of the things that you feel are your love language, so in order to connect with other people's love language as well. So yeah, that I feel like you're headed in the right direction. You got the little boat here, so I feel like there is some kind of arrival to love, you know, some kind of, you've made your destination. This card definitely represents the traveling, and this just represents the distractions along the way. But I feel like you will arrive, and full of love, or he will arrive, or she will arrive, or your person. Is this bonbons or something? It looks kind of like a fortune cookie, a little bit. Anyway, there you have it, you guys. You will reach your destination, or your person will. So have faith and stay focused on what you truly want, and don't get distracted. And I hope you like that. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.